Hello and welcome to the channel. As always, I'm your host, Morgan. Right now, I am currently on my lunch break, and I thought that it might be fun to take these few moments to read through and discuss one of these articles that I keep saving to hopefully have a few spare moments to talk about here with y'all. And also, if I'm 100% honest with you, the former waitress bartender in me kind of likes the idea of starting a series that I have a legitimate reason to call the lunch rush. So, since I'm on lunch, let's go ahead and rush through this. But before I let you know what we're talking about, in case you didn't gather from the thumbnail and title, please allow me to shamelessly talk about myself, or go ahead and jump to this timestamp if you want to skip this. I promise I won't mind. First, the YouTube things. So, I currently have a goal of trying to get to 500 subscribers. I am currently at time of recording at 273. So, if you would like to see more of me and my content recommended to you, please consider going ahead and clicking that subscribe button. I would actually really appreciate it. If you find any value here in this video at all, consider giving it a like. That would actually really help out. If you hate everything I say, go ahead and click that dislike button. I'm totally cool with that. I just want to know what you think. If you want to join in on the conversation, please pop those thoughts down into the comment section below. I do genuinely love reading and interacting with comments, even ones that are either not so kind or disagree with me. My response to those comments, however, will vary depending upon the respect I'm seeing in those comments. So beware, spice levels will be adjusted accordingly. If you want more casual, just yappy update videos from me, go ahead and check out my vlog channel. Although vlog is a strong word, it's really just me sitting here, sometimes sipping on a glass of wine and yapping with y'all about my day, the things going on, and the little thoughts that roll around in my disorganized brain. If you want to talk books with me, I have a book channel too. And I have other bookish accounts as well over in the other spaces. If you want horsey things, I got horsey accounts. And if you just want to keep up with me, you can find me at the Reptile Goth everywhere as well. All of those links are either down below or in my tree of links. So find me in all the places, hang out with me virtually, and join our little group here. But I've kept you long enough if you haven't skipped this section at least. So let's go ahead and get into the main topic, since we are trying to rush through this so that I don't run out of lunch break here. Something you may not know is that here in Southern California, over the last few weeks to couple of months, honestly, it feels like we have been melting. Not only has it been hot, which is something that we're actually kind of used to for this time of year, but we're used to a dry heat. And it has not been a dry heat lately. It has been a very moist heat. I'm so sorry that I used that word for those of you that don't like that word, but I got no problem with that word. I use it frequently and I apologize. But the point here is that it's been very humid. And a couple days ago at time of recording, I came across this article that was suggested to me when I opened up the Google Chrome. It is from KTLA5 and it is titled, "Why is it so humid in Southern California right now?" And I thought that it would just be a fun thing for us to go ahead and read through it together, because that is certainly a question that I would love having answered right now. So let's go ahead and just dive on in and read through and yap about it. So I apologize in advance for me stopping and yapping constantly, because we're going in this blind on my part with no notes. So you're getting what you're getting here. Let's just enjoy the ride together. This article was written by John Ross Ferrara and it was posted on July 26th, 2026. So 2 days ago at time of recording. Southern California is known for its dry heat, but the region is seeing abnormally humid weather as a super El Nino brews offshore. The region currently experiencing abnormally high humidity levels and temperatures 5 to 10 degrees above average for this time of year, according to the National Weather Service. The increased humidity is partly due to rising ocean temperatures, which are also 4 to 8 degrees warmer than average. I mean, yeah, climate change and all that jazz, guys. One of the interesting things here that I'm really popping in to say, because I'm not super surprised by the extra humid weather, if I'm entirely honest, but that has to do with my own special interest being in ecology and environmental science and things like that. A paper that I just read as background research for my term project for my master's program actually was talking about climate change and Mediterranean climates, which, in case you didn't know, California, specifically Southern California, has a Mediterranean climate, like parts of Spain and the Mediterranean. You know, that's what it's named after. And the one unique thing about Southern California is that while Mediterranean climates are in general expected to become hotter and drier as the climate continues to change, California actually is expected to see more frequent and more extreme weather events. So, following that logic, this high humidity, it's expected. Now, I specifically live more inland. I'm in the Inland Empire, so we're more like on the desert side of things, which means we don't usually have a whole lot of humid weather. So I have been feeling pretty crappy because of all the humidity, if I'm honest. In general, my heat tolerance isn't that great, but when you add the humidity on top of it, it goes way down because it just adds something. It feels heavier, it feels grosser. I'm sitting outside filming right now and I'm melting a little bit. You're welcome for me sitting here and talking to you, by the way. But I'm getting off on a tangent a little bit. I'll pop the citation for that paper down in the description below because it is interesting if I remember. If I don't remember, yell at me in the comments, please and thank you. So let's go ahead and move on here. KTLA's Kirk Hawkins reports that the humid conditions are driven by monsoonal moisture moving into the area. Although the region saw slightly lower humidity levels Sunday, the hot and humid conditions are expected to continue into the work week. Yeah, I'm feeling that. It's Tuesday at time of recording, and this is gross, man. I can't say that I really think Sunday felt much better. Like, I don't know. I was in the shade a lot of the day. I went to a winery with a book club and my cousin. It was real nice, actually. I'll probably yap about that more over on my vlog channel. I was gonna vlog yesterday, but then I did not. But that's just a tangent. Let's continue. Unfortunately, we are not getting a break from that muggy feeling when you step outside the door, Hawkins said. Yeah, tell me about it, bro. Tell me something I don't know. The hot and humid conditions are expected to persist during the daytime and nighttime hours. The weather will create an increased risk for heat-related illnesses, the National Weather Service warns. A heat advisory remains in effect for the Los Angeles area until 8 p.m. Monday, as temperatures in the 80s and 90s are forecast for the region. Please keep in mind that the Los Angeles area tends to skew more coastal, at least in my experience when I'm looking at weather and stuff. If you are inland like I am, we have been seeing temperatures in the triple digits. So when they're saying 80s and 90s here, if you are inland on the other side of those foothills there, it's much warmer. It's still muggy. It's still gross. Please uh, hydrate, replace your electrolytes, spend time indoors if you can. And if you are on certain medications like SSRIs, keep in mind that your heat tolerance is going to be impacted. So take care of yourself. I just wanted to pop in and say that here because, especially when we're reading articles that are more for like the LA, San Diego locales, they tend to be a little more coastal, and the like inland areas aren't as taken into account in the article itself. I'm not saying that's necessarily a bad thing, because those are like our major cities where a lot of these articles come out of, and a lot of like the weather monitoring and things like that are done, but it is something that we do need to keep in mind. So let's go ahead and continue on. Two hurricanes churning in the Pacific are also pushing tropical moisture into Southern California. KTLA meteorologist Olga Ospina, I'm so sorry if I pronounced that wrong, reports. Hurricane Fausto is generating 85-mile-per-hour winds as it approaches the eastern shore of Hawaii. Fausto is expected to weaken in the coming days. Hurricane Genevieve, meanwhile, is rapidly strengthening off the west coast of southern Mexico, according to the National Weather Service. The storm is expected to create more hazardous surf conditions across Southern California. While the projected path keeps its well south and west of while the projected path keeps it well south and west of the border due to strong anticyclonic flow aloft, it's likely to create another surge of dangerous south swells, perhaps as early as later this week, the National Weather Service forecast reads. A beach hazard statement is in effect until 6 p.m. Wednesday. Beachgoers in the Los Angeles area can expect dangerous rip currents and powerful 3 to 6 foot waves. Okay, that's the end of this article, and I gotta say, I'm not really surprised. It is pretty simple. It's more or less regurgitating what the National Weather Service is saying, and it's that we are in El Nino conditions, and that is resulting in this gross muggy weather and these kind of monsoon like conditions, but we're not getting the relief of the rain. So, this is completely anecdotal. Um, I have spent time out in Arizona on the Colorado River or near it during the summer, and towards the end of summer they do get monsoons where it will be so muggy, but then it rains and then it's all good and it's back to dry heat. We are not getting that relief here, and it really does suck. It would be nice to actually get a storm come through, if you ask me, because at least we get a little bit of that relief. Now, I'm getting a breeze today. It feels a little bit better today than it has in the past, but climate change. Really, this whole article could just be boiled down to climate change is effing stuff up. I'm trying really hard not to cuss a whole lot. I'm trying to appease those YouTube gods a little bit, but it is hard for me, so forgive me. But yeah, this article, honestly, I didn't need to read that. I could have just told you, yeah, climate change and El Nino conditions, and the paper that hopefully Editing Morgan will remember to put down in the description for you if you're interested, talking about how, because of like the things about California, we're not only expected to be hotter and drier, but we're also expected to get um these weird weather conditions. So yeah, it's it's quite unfortunate, and I know that there has been a heat dome moving across the United States. I know other areas of the world are in heat waves, and it really just comes down to climate change and all that stuff that the current administration here in the United States is, calling a hoax. But this is not what we're gonna fall into. We're yapping about the humidity and the weather, y'all. What it is boiling down to is due to the conditions. In Southern California, we are seeing higher humidity. I know that they're saying that the temperature has been higher than average. I raise an eyebrow at that, because over the last decade, or at least 5 years, I would say we pretty much expect triple digits weather from the end of June into November almost. Uh, some of that's a little bit of an exaggeration, but on average, we do see 100 plus degree Fahrenheit days here. The difference that it has been this year has been how humid it is. Like my skin is it feels really gross right now just from sitting out here. So, yeah, these El Nino conditions, the hurricanes brewing in the Pacific, we got tropical storms over on the other side of the country. I'm expecting this storm season to be pretty catastrophic, if I'm honest. But keep in mind, we also still have wildfires raging all over the place. I'm working on looking into that. It's just all of this can be traced back to climate change. These extreme weather patterns, intense wildfires, all of it. So, what can you do right now? Well, you can hydrate, you can replace your electrolytes, and you can try to be in air conditioning or at least inside as much as possible during the heat of the day. Don't be like me. Don't sit outside and yap at a camera for 20 plus minutes because you feel like yapping to your parasocial internet pals. That may not be the smartest decision. Do as I say, not as I do, kids. Also, drink water, not coffee. I'm gonna go drink water after this, I pinky promise. But that's all I really have for you right now. Just please make sure you're taking care of yourself right now. Make sure you're hydrating, and if you are on medications like SSRIs, remember that that is going to impact your heat tolerance negatively, so you do need to pay a little bit more attention to yourself. So that's what I have for you today. Thank you for hanging out with me during this little lunch rush. If you have any thoughts, any advice about how to keep cool during this really gross weather, pop them down in the comment section below. If you're mad at me for mentioning climate change, put that in the comment section below. I'd love to go back and forth with you for a bit. Lets me get some of my feelings and stress out, so go for it. Make my day. If you want to see more of me and my content recommended to you, and you want to help me get to that 500 subscriber goal, go ahead and click that subscribe button. If you found value here, consider giving this video a like. I would actually really appreciate that. And above all, remember that you are not alone out there, that we are truly in this wild, crazy world together. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, afternoon, evening, what have you. And I will see you all in the next one.